round of play consists of three parts: the voyage turn, the player's turns, and the havoc turn. At the very beginning of a round, a voyage card is flipped up. Voyage cards have global effects which either occur immediately and are resolved at this time, or effects that persist throughout the entire round. Then, if an aeronaut trigger appears on the voyage card, Areopolis moves the number of spaces on a roll of 2 dice. Areopolis moves towards whatever problem is closest to it, whether it is a havoc token or a damaged settlement. If Areopolis still has movement to spend after solving the problem, it then moves toward the next closest problem. Havoc tokens that find themselves within 1 hex of Areopolis, which is called Areopolis airspace, are taken off the board. Being in Areopolis airspace will repair a town's destroyed docks or bring a city from destroyed to damaged or damaged to repaired. Next are the players' turns. Players each take their complete turns one after the other. A player's turn is broken into 4 phases: upkeep, movement, encounter, and wrap-up. Let's take each quickly in turn. In the upkeep phase, first a player flips over any artifacts whose powers has been used since the start of their last turn. Then, the player takes their income according to the income value of their captain card and any bonuses from tech cards. In this example, we see that Captain Ariel Kitsune has an income of 3, and a +1 bonus from the Clockwork storefront installed in his hold, giving him a total income value of 4. This means that the player gets 3 gold as income, plus the number of hits on 4 dice. With a roll of 2 hits, 1 miss, and 1 trisk, the player gets 3 plus 2 gold for a total of 5. A trisk is always counted as a miss unless a card's special effect says otherwise. The second phase in a player's turn is the movement phase. The player may either choose to not move and encounter the glyph they are on, or the havoc token that they are next to, or to move a number of hexes equal to their airship's move value, plus or minus any modifications from tech, treasure, artifacts, spells, tactics, or battle damage. In this example, our airship is the Maelstrom with a move of 5. We have flux engines installed, which raises our value to 9, but due to 2 points of prior unrepaired damage, this value is reduced to 7. This means we may move 7 hexes and end in an empty hex, or up to 7 hexes and stopping to encounter a glyph, a havoc token, or Areopolis. Now we are at the encounter phase. If we have stopped in an empty hex, then we skip this phase. Otherwise, what happens depends on where we are. If we are on a city or village hex, we may go to the market to acquire tech, treasures, spells, or allies. If we stop in Areopolis airspace, we are docked with Areopolis and may encounter it just like a city or village. However, if Areopolis moves while you are docked, you move with it. If we stop next to a havoc token, we must engage it in battle. If we stop on a foe glyph, we draw a foe from the foe deck and engage it. Engagements are covered later in the video. If we stop on a cache glyph, we perform a search with the possible results of finding a treasure, a foe, or both. Once done with our various encounters, move to the wrap-up phase. In this phase, the player may pay for repairs that they wish to make, discard the spells and tactics that were played this turn, and draw cards so that their hand is at the proper card amount. As soon as their hand is drawn up to full, the next player's turn starts. Once all players have finished their turns, the havoc turn starts. First is the Kobolus phase. The Kobolus havoc level is determined by the number of Kobolus triggers that were on the voyage card and the foes encountered, plus the amount of spawn on the board and the number of damaged and destroyed docks and settlements. The total number is compared to the Kobolus part of the havoc track, and various bad things can happen, including the Kobolus moving, damaging things in its path, stone eggs falling from the sky, and spawn of the Kobolus coming onto the board. Next is the White Sails phase. The White Sails havoc level is determined by the number of white sails on the board, the number of settlements under White Sail siege, and the number of white sail triggers on the voyage and foe cards. The higher the havoc value, the more white sails appear and the more aggressive they get. Once all that is resolved, a new round begins.